How's it going? This is Deonte Burton, host of Changing Lives. Hey, everyone, I had to do that over. How's it going, everyone? This is Deonte Burton, host of Changing Lives. Streaming live on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. So I got different cameras going. YouTube hadn't came up fully all the way yet. But I want to tune in tonight and do a live feed because tomorrow's show is canceled because I'll be out of town tomorrow. So just want to get a quick live feed on some information I wanted to go over with you guys. First, hope everybody's doing well. Uh, been a very, very busy week to say the least. This past Friday, I want to see one of my good Army buddies, Master Sergeant Bear Royal or First Sergeant Bear Royal. He retired after 26 years in the U.S. Army. I'm super proud of that, brother. When they had everybody's bios listed, in the program, everyone was like one or two paragraphs. This brother had two full pages. And man, when they was just talking about all the different operations he went over the years, man, I was just so proud of my boy to see what he had done over the years. So again, seeing retirement, a good friend of mine, my brother, um, uh, Master Sergeant Bear Royal, he did 26 years in the U.S. Army. Just to kind of fast forward to tonight, what I want to go over is a thing that I think a lot of parents have a challenge with, and that's trying to make their kids follow their dreams or what they think is the best path for their kid to go in. And I'm not talking about your regular guidance or things you need to be doing uh, in regards to your child's future. I mean, really just trying to create what you think is the best path for your child to go on in life. And so that's why I entitled it "How to Help Your Child Follow Their Dreams and Not Necessarily Yours." Um, Kind of start everything off. I think a lot of times we really miss our kids' gifts. And what I mean by miss our kids' gifts, I'm talking about the thing that our kids can do that naturally that most folks can't do on their own. Like sometimes, you have a child, he has a lot of questions, and you always tell him to shut the hell up. You got a kid bouncing off the wall, going everywhere, doing different stuff. You tell them to sit their butt down all the time. And sometimes you have a kid where they can give you answers probably a little bit smarter than what their age should be delivering to you. And sometimes we get upset telling them being smart, but actually that's probably a gift that they're given that naturally they can do. And a lot of times we beat our kids up about, you ask too many damn questions or, you won't sit still or do anything. Everybody's minds work different and everyone is unique. And far too often, what it is not anything wrong with our kids. It's more so we aren't equipped to handle the uniqueness of our children. We're in a day and age now. I think parents were so much on the go. We got so much stuff going on with just work. We're trying to go to school. We're trying to do all this other kind of stuff. Also trying to put our kids in different things to keep them busy. Uh, we forget to just have regular family relationships. And a lot of times, I'm a big, I talk about this a lot in regards to when the kids have certain interactions in school, certain times with the teachers. And I'm 150% behind teachers, but I do think teachers are just that teachers. They're not necessarily psychiatrists or psychologists. And far too often, they're ready to diagnose or relate, a kid to somebody get further evaluations just because the kid is busy or the kid asks questions or the kid get on their nerve or they don't like the kid or whatever. And God knows I'm not trying to say teachers are petty, but it does happen far too often. But some things you probably say that's just a kid being a kid. And I'm not talking about fighting and being disrespectful. I'm talking about he won't sit still and moving around. He got a million one questions. He's not necessarily comprehending the lesson at the rate other kids are getting. And it's not necessarily comprehension. Sometimes some people see a straight path and some people see all kind of ways to get to a finish line. Everybody's brain works differently. And I just think sometimes we have people that aren't equipped to deal with different people or different minds. And what happens a lot of times is when that happens, parents get a phone call from a teacher saying the kid, isn't paying attention, the kid ain't studying and everything. The parent ain't got time to be bothered at work or anything like that. So they say, well, look, if y'all start calling me, what y'all need to do? They test the kid, go back and forth. Next thing you know, the kid's in all kind of other dang classes. The kid's being misdiagnosed. The kid is totally off their path. And everybody's fussing at the kid to tell the kid, this is what you need to be doing. This is what you need to be focusing on. But their brain isn't wired for that. You know, I did a live feed the other week. I was talking about, Albert Einstein's father, how one of the teachers was just giving him all this criticism and everything. And when he was getting that criticism, the teacher just saying he wasn't thinking, he was aloof and everything. We're talking about probably one of the greatest minds of the 20th century. Um, the teacher just wasn't equipped to deal with somebody, on that thinking level. And on the surface, it may look like that's just a kid that's not paying attention, a kid that's aloof or anything like that. But it was more so just somebody thinking totally different. And what I wanted to touch base with the parents tonight is about more so when you have a child, understand that everyone is unique and different. I remember one time it was a chick stayed across the street from me when I just got out of the army, and she had a daughter. And I just remember she said something that always stuck with me. Her daughter was having issues with math, and she had to be like her. Hell, I was in my early 20s, and she probably maybe like mid 20s, late 20s or something. And she said something that was just crazy as hell then and still crazy as hell now. She was saying that her daughter was struggling in math. And she said, well, that makes sense. She said, because, my daughter's going to be a little dumb in math because I was dumb in math. Now, now, I don't necessarily know if she was just saying my daughter dumb because I'm dumb or, I'm too damn dumb to help my daughter study. That probably was more the problem than anything. But just understanding that your child is unique, and because you had shortcomings and their shortcomings just totally different. But that was just one of the things. A lot of times people think, and our kids do have certain traits or certain mannerisms that we do have. But just to think that because you're a certain way, your child got to be a certain way, that's crazy as hell. And you can't be so straight line to think that, or be open and not be open minded enough not to think that they're going to be different or think differently from you and everything. That can be from views on life, political views, religious views, how to do children, career wise, and everything. Everybody's different, and as a parent, you have to be prepared to deal with that different person, and not necessarily shun them away from doing that. So, uh, what I wanted to just discuss tonight in terms of being able to look at what your kid, see that your kid is different, being able to try to find the things that your child likes, what's different about what they like, not try to push it away. Now, if they doing something illegal, something they ain't supposed to be doing, that's a whole different conversation. I'm talking about if your kid is a painter, uh, a musician, a singer, actress, actor, and everything, just realizing that they're different. It's real funny. What I've noticed over the past 10 years, you got all the gangster rappers, all the gangsters, period, trying to be in movies. And what always stick with me was when we were growing up, if a boy wanted to be an actor or just getting a play or something, everybody want to call him a sissy or beat him up. But it seems like all the gangsters, they want to be actors now. And that's just this backwards ass thinking I'm talking about. Understand that that person's different. It doesn't mean, we got to put like, oh, this big X on them. They want to sing, they want to do that. Just saying, look, they got a gift. And I think if that gift gets enough support, that person can be outstanding, have a bright, and brilliant future and everything. But a lot of times, parents, we only want to support what we're comfortable with. You know, that'd be a lot of times the normal track in life. The kid go to school, they go to college, they get out of college, they have this degree, but parents really don't know the actual path to go from there. Far too often, you see kids go on that same track where they really don't know what they want to do, and so they follow the normal path, go to college, get a degree, they get out, they don't know from there, they're not connected, they don't have any uh, guidance in terms of how to go about getting their career started. They get employed, but they fall into jobs where they're never happy. And I did a video about this too, about parents, kind of steering kids on these paths. And I don't necessarily say kids get resentful, but they get resentful and they get mad all together because the person they trust the most, you being a parent, they really sent them on a path. They didn't really know what the hell they were doing their damn selves. So, number one, I will say, if you're not for sure, if you and your kid is talking and you know your baby and your child isn't totally focused or know what they want to do, I always say military ain't a bad option. I know what it did for me. And I'm not saying everyone needs to go in the military or anything like that, but I definitely want to sit there and try to push my kid in college. If they don't really know what to do, they're not going to be focused. They are just going to go there and all kind of things happen. And by the January or the beginning of the second semester of their freshman year, they'll be back home. It happens all the time. And so before you put you or your child in that kind of predicament, I would be thinking about military or try to get maybe some kind of alternative plan. Because once that GPA is messed up, you got to get all that stuff back up to a certain point before you can transfer it to another school. So that's something I think a lot of parents need to kind of take that in consideration, and look at planning their kids' future out. Um, what I want to, kind of embark on, just kind of like give a personal story of myself. I always remember back when we was in high school, I've been cutting hair since I was 12 years old, and it's my little coffee cup, and they had the cosmetology at West Fulton, had to, cut hair, do hair, and everything like that. And I remember, just being in the class, starting to cut hair and everything. That was back when they had the finger waves, the pen waves, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm downstairs in cosmetology class doing the hair, and so my partners done walk by. One of my cousins walk by, and they laughing at me because I'm doing the little finger waves on the mannequin. I'm so worried about them calling me a name, them sis or something like that. My dumb ass gets out the class. I didn't think nothing of it. I'm 14 years old. I'm more concerned about what everybody else is gonna say about me. Fast forward, I went through high school, cutting everybody hair, went in the army, barracks, barber, doing all that. But then it's back in that poetic justice time, right? So chick come to me, and everything. Well, hey, Pooch, you can cook, can you do hair, stuff like that? Because everybody want a little Jada Pinkett look and everything, right? Think about the pin waves and push waves. First thing hit me, because everybody know one thing. I love making money. All the money I was finna damn lose, because I know the chicks would have came to me. They know if I could have did it, because they was already coming. I was cutting all the girls' hair. They was getting the natural cuts and everything. Fading and blending in. That's what, like I said, the Jada Pinkett time, where the low cuts and everything. So I was already hooking all the females up with that anyway. But I thought about all the damn money I missed out because I couldn't do women's hair. And that has always stuck with me. Stuck with me to the point where, I've been a salon owner 12 years because I knew the potential of money can be made in hair industry. Fast forward, I pretty much try to teach all my kids how to cut hair by the time they like 12, 13 years old. My second son, he took to it naturally, cutting and everything. So when he got to high school, he got enrolled. He wanted to go into barbering. I dropped it to him right then and there. No, take cosmetology. I said, because if you take cosmetology, you can cut hair, but you can do everything down. You're not just limited to cutting hair. Cool. I know that ninth grade was pretty rough on him in terms, people picking and all that kind of stuff. But like I told him, don't worry about that. I know what you like. You like money, like daddy. So again, it's not me trying to push that on him, but my son hustles. He hustles. He hustles. He's been like that since a little boy and everything like that. He's one of the ones, I can that naturally. He goes get money. He don't wait for nobody to offer him anything. If he want it, he go get it without me saying anything to it. Sometimes it bothers me, but I know that's a trait you can't really put into people. If he wants it, he gonna go get it. If he got to work all night long to go get it, he gonna stay up all night to make it. But to fast forward with my son in particular, he's stuck in the cosmetology, and now we're looking at he a year out from graduation. Been all the Braun and Brothers shows. He's making custom wigs. He's cutting. He's doing hair. He keep money in his pocket. Like we always tell people that old adage, teach somebody how to fish. But it sounds good. But ain't nobody here know how to damn fish. They hungry here walking around here. They know how to ask for some fish, but actually go get their own damn pole and find their own little lake to go fish in. That ain't finna damn happen. So I've never had a moment with him in particular going to get it. And that was just, always made me very proud of him, because he's always been tough enough to know, like, look, I ain't worried about what the folks say. I'm not doing nothing illegal. I ain't doing nothing immoral. I'm going to make my money. And because he loves doing that, man, the boy walks around. I mean, he doing pretty good. He ain't out of high school yet. I know sometimes he have moments He have more money than most adults walking around here because of cutting. Do men's hair, women hair, ain't making no wigs and stuff like that. And there's no doubt in my mind he's gonna be a super successful adult. Now, to that point, I'm getting at, not to make me feel like I'm just this super dad and I have this damn crystal ball knowing how things gonna work out. I say that to say I had my struggles initially with doing it, even though I knew how it affected me. Still had them little struggles like, do I really want to doing this? Do I want to doing girls how this, that, and that? No. So that was something I had to deal with. But again, we're talking about my child's dream, not my dreams. Okay. And with that said, I know it could have been it was a critical point, whereas our children trust us more than most people. I could have been the positive influence or the dream killer. And I didn't want to be the dream killer because at the end of the day, I knew that's what he wanted to do. Just like I have another son, deep in athletics and training and stuff. I don't want to get on the same path, where people want to script out, this is what you need to do, this is what, and all that kind of stuff. But they don't know what the hell they're talking about. Everybody says the same thing about do what you love, but what do you want to do? And everything. Do what your heart makes you want to do. And asking people, what do you want to do in life? And anybody that knows, if you're doing what you want to do in life, you done did a whole lot of shit that you don't want to do. Because you can't just get to that point. You just can't come out, presto, I'm doing what I want to do. This is my dream job. Oh, hell no. You're going to have to do a whole lot of steps to get to that point. Okay? And for you to understand the steps that it takes to get to a certain point, you have to understand processes. Your average person walking around here has not been through processes. What do I mean by processes? What I mean by processes is that you went through ordered steps to get to a certain goal. Whereas, say if you went to college, you got your degree, you went to trade school, got your certification. On your job, for you to get from level 1 to level 2, you had to do 4 steps. And if you failed one time at the first step, you had to wait 6 months to retake it. You had to do 2 or 3 more things. Once that 6 months is up, do 2 or 3 more tasks to get to step 2, 3 or 4 tasks to get to step 3, and now you're at step 2. You advance to the second part. Now you have to do so many more, and that's 4 steps into it. And that may take a year and a half to get that final certification. Those are processes. Most folks haven't went through processes. They actually just go to work, do their damn job. They might interview for a job here and now, but actually go through ordered steps and stuff like that that are grueling, tedious, bothersome, and something you got to commit to do. Most folks haven't been through that. They have not been through that. They actually do one thing and do one damn thing forever, which is nothing wrong with it, but you got to understand from a understanding standpoint, they don't understand what it takes to go through a process. So when you tell a person, hey, look, what do you want to do? What can you be? If any one person is actually doing what they love doing, or in a position where they're happy, they know that they had to go through a whole lot of shit to get to that point. And most folks don't understand that. They just think, okay, hey, you make good money, you lucky, you just that. But no, you had to do a lot to get in that place. And that's very hard for a lot of people to understand. So with that said, I wanted to go over to tonight, just kind of give people a few steps, really 6 steps that'll help you and helping your kids follow their dream and not necessarily push your ways on your kids in terms of how they need to think. Again, I'm not trying to tell a parent how to parent. I'm not trying to say parents don't know what they're doing or anything like that, because your job is to kind of keep them in those what was that, the white lines on the road? I'm about to say the yellow line. Keep them in the white lines in the road. Just make sure they don't go too far left or right or anything. But again, especially if your child is doing something that's probably I won't say unconventional, but more so something that you're not familiar with. Say if you've been working at your job 20 years, and your child said, look, I want to rap, I want to paint, I want to sing. It's kind of hard because you've been in a situation maybe in full of security, and you understand the path that you've went, and that shit just seems like it's just a fairy tale. But it's not a fairy tale, it's just different. Now, again, you still have certain things that you probably familiar with in terms of, look, if you're going to try to do that, let's get some things covered. You need to make sure you got insurance, health insurance, car insurance, bill paid, stuff like that. Those kind of things you got to kind of keep them in bounds with. But exactly how to go about it is just totally foreign to you. So these 6 steps to help your kids follow your dreams and not necessarily impose yours too much to kind of break them out of it, I think that help you out a lot. The first step is just listen. Talk to your kid. Listen to what they saying they want to do. Don't try to blow it off and feel like now everything that they say you got a damn rebuttal for it. Anything. What what can happen? What happens a lot of times when we talk to our kids and try to talk to them instead of with them, our kid is less more than likely they're not gonna come back to us and talk. Next thing you know, now they talk to their little dumb ass friends getting advice for them. So if your child comes to you to just rap with you, hey mom, hey dad, let me tell you about this. I'm thinking about, becoming a musician. I want to, start doing the piano. And this shit might be out of left field. They might have never done it before or whatever, but just listen to them. Listen to them. Ask a couple questions here and there. And that's realistic questions, not like how you gonna live, but where you get that from? How anything about it? Do you know how long it takes you to develop and stuff? I mean, questions to have them think, not necessarily questions to make them like, man, my mom and dad, they don't want to hear that. So, I mean, again, number one, just make sure you listen to them. Have that conversation where y'all talking with each other instead of you talking to them, okay? Because when you don't want to lose your child's ill because you're trying to push the way you think, okay? After the conversation, step two, after the conversation, just think about what y'all talked about. Keep in mind if they were serious, your child, if they were BSing, if you're not for sure, what exactly is that something that seemed like it was just something just crazy? Does it seem like something that they probably can do? Something you just like, afraid about them doing, something that you just feel like, they ain't got no business doing. Just think about it. Okay, give yourself some time realistically. It may be something you gotta talk to one of your friends about. Y'all just sitting there, just share some information. Like, hey man, look, my son just told me, man, he want to go, join the Peace Corps. I don't know what the hell. So he want to go to Guatemala and feed homeless people and talk and play with chimpanzees and stuff like that. Whatever. Son just off the rocker. Hey, just sit and think about it. If you got a good friend or something like that, just sit there and rap with them, get it off your chest. But don't try to compartmentalize it where it's getting you pissed off or you mad or you so upset. You're not even really rationalizing what they thinking. You just so stuck in your damn feelings because you want what you want and not trying to even think about what they want. So number two, make sure you put yourself in just think about what they talked about. The third thing is start to seek advice. If it's something that you totally foreign with, nothing about, go seek some advice. Go find the people that are familiar with it and talk to them. Do your own research. Go on Google. Go on YouTube. Call around, get some kind of consultants and stuff like that. But just try to gather as much information as you can about the stuff your child is talking to. You ain't got to be with them. If you want to bring them in, great. It be something you want to do independently or whatever. But do a pretty good job of trying to seek advice because it's still your child. You don't want to necessarily leave them out there in the ringer hanging like that. What you want to do, you do it. That's on you. You don't want to have that kind of conversation because, again, what happens is when your child has issues or when they need something, you don't want them to be reluctant to come to you. And I ain't saying baby them. I'm just saying don't throw them in the damn wolves when you don't have to. Okay. The fourth thing I want you to do is just process the information. Once you talk to all these people, once you've done all this research, got all this boatload of paperwork and information in front of you, just process it. What does it mean? What is it for? Is this something that they're going to be able to do realistically? How long is it going to be able to take? How much is it going to cost? What all kind of education, experiences, and stuff they're gonna need to just make this kind of stuff happen. Just process all that information. Okay. Once you done processed it, sit here and kind of got your ideas together. Go back to your child with some solutions. And what I mean by solutions, things like, hey, look, you want to do this? Why don't you think about doing this, that, or this right here? Maybe 2 or 3 things, maybe. Or if you got 4 or 5, cool. Just think about these kind of paths. They want to get into music. Hey, do you want to rap, sing, be an engineer, work the board? Well, same thing. Work the board, manage, whatever. How do you want to do that? If you want to dance, do you want to be a dancer? You want to be an instructor? Do you want to be a promoter? Whatever. Kind of give them different options and stuff like that. Hey, if you want to do this, go about doing this. You can go to this school. Go. I looked up a company downtown. Y'all can kind of work with them. Some folks do pro bono. Just come with them with some ideas. Do that mean gonna be totally receptive to it? No. Do that mean they're gonna listen to anything you say? No. But you have done something to say, okay, cool. Because again, we don't want to be just so stonewall, like, nah, I don't want to hear nothing. Okay. So again, go to them with some solutions or whatever, and just talk to them about it, just some different angles about doing things. Now, if your child listen to you, uh, with everything, and y'all kind of like on the same page, should just make a little game plan. Make a little game plan that you can map out, and most importantly, something that you can track. Where you say like, look, we're looking at doing, these two or three things. It should take us maybe a couple of months, may take us a year to get it done, and you have different benchmarks or different points during that process to kind of check. Okay, we should at least went to two or three auditions by the first month. We should have went to maybe one or two, had a conversation with one or two agents by the second month. By the third month, we want to at least be done, kind of got ourselves, signed up with certain kind of acting guilds or whatever, different things. But you got different benchmarks during the process that you want to be working to. You can also kind of see, hey, are we getting any kind of traction? Is we getting any kind of momentum? Are we doing anything? And if not, you can make adjustments to change. Just throwing out these crazy little dreams and stuff like that. So kind of help out, just map something out. And I think what'll happen is, if you got something mapped out and y'all got those benchmarks in place, y'all can always go back and say, look, I don't necessarily know if there was a bad idea, but let's go about a different way. Or you may say, well, look, at this point in time, what I'm trying to do at 21, 22, it's probably the best thing for me. Because now you gave them opportunity to try it out, and you're not allowing them to quit, but they can make adjustments, they can plan a little differently. And most importantly, you was involved with the process, and you weren't telling them what they need to do. Y'all were both talking about what they can do. And I think that's very important. Um, Again, this is Deonte Burton, host of Change the Lives. I don't even know if I mentioned the show. The main reason I wanted to do the live feed, because I'm going to be out of town uh, the next 4 or 5 days on my kids' track meet. So I just wanted to reach out to everyone, do a live stream, and talk about that. But we went over uh, parents, help your kids follow their dreams and not necessarily, pushing what you want them to do. And I gave those 6 steps to help them follow their dreams, especially if it's something that's foreign to you. As far as giving that support, number one, listen to them. Make sure it's a conversation where you're listening, y'all talking with each other, instead of just talking to them. Number two, think. Think what I mean by what they said. Kind of give it a good idea. Don't be so like, I can't believe this fool said this. Just think about it. And after you thought, you still might think it's a crazy ass idea. But again, give yourself time to think about it. You don't want to give no immediate emotional responses. Talk to a friend, talk to a counselor, something like that, to kind of help you, process that information that you kind of that you received and everything. But most important, just think on it. Third thing, gonna seek that advice and do some research. Hey, my child wants to do this. Let me look into it. How viable is it? How dangerous for them? How productive before? What are the risks? What are the rewards? Kind of gonna do all that little research for them. Once you got all that information, start processing it. Okay, cool. This is some things that are probably feasible for them. Just looking at it and everything. You're doing all the chewing of the food. Now you got it together. The next thing, which is step 5, go back to your child with a solution or some ideas about some things they can do. Again, it's not guaranteed that they're going to listen to you. It's not guaranteed that they're going to do what you say do, but at least you have done something in terms of going to them, and they feel like, okay, mom, dad is, they did listen to me. Let me give them a little benefit of the doubt. May happen, may not happen. I think more than likely, depending on how you received everything, they may be receptive to it. Doesn't mean they agree with it, but you just give them a couple options they can take. Now, number 6, if they do take your advice, y'all just make a game plan on how to go about everything. Make sure it's something you guys can map out and track in the process. What I mean by track is that you guys put a little different benchmarks and stuff in place to revisit everything, say things you did right, things you did wrong, things you can do differently. So just have that in place. So those 6 things to help your child follow their dreams, especially if it's something that you're not familiar with as a parent. Again, I'm Deonte Burton, host of Changing Lives. My show comes on we stream live on Facebook, Instagram, most importantly, YouTube. Go to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Come on every Thursday at 8 p.m. We got over 80 videos where we have the show, it's an hour long. We have some of these streams. We have a lot more of those 1 to 5 minute videos where we get a lot of life, entrepreneurship, and business advice. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Um, Kind of give you guys an idea what's going on with me in the next couple of days. Again, there'll be no show tomorrow because I'll be out of town. I will be tomorrow in what's that? Taylor, Taylor, South Carolina, at AAU district meet. My son PJ Burton, he's running the 400-meter hurdles, and then my son, I think Christopher is doing a shot put on Saturday, and William is doing a shot put at 800 meters on Sunday. So got the next couple of days mapped out. So kind of keep your fingers crossed for my kids, and most importantly, keep your fingers crossed for me, because Dad be out there about to have a damn stroke watching them do their thing. On July 7th through the 10th, I'll be at the 2019 Male Leadership Academy held at Morehouse College. I'll be getting a finance class to the young men. I think it's rising freshmen, high school freshmen. And again, that's the Manifest Academy is hosting that, but it'll be the 2019 Male Leadership Conference at Morehouse College, July 7th through the 10th. Again, your boy will be giving out a finance lecture to the young men about what they should and should be doing, and things that give them ideas on what they can do to make sure they can be financially literate, financially independent, and most importantly, financially happy. But again, it was my pleasure tuning in to you guys doing the live stream. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check out all the shows we got. The show and everything has been growing and growing each week, and we're mainly doing it because you guys have been supporting us. So make sure you go to the YouTube channel. Change Your Life, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burton. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. And I don't think I'll be next Thursday either, because I think next Thursday is the 4th of July. So we'll probably do something a couple days prior to that, just like we are doing now. But thanks again for all the support, guys. And I'll talk to you guys later. And also, before I tune out, if you got any questions, you got any comments, please leave all questions and comments. Make sure you like on YouTube. Make sure you like the video. But definitely use those comments. Get a thumbs up also, and everything on the YouTube channel. But take care, you guys. Love you guys, and I'll talk to you later.